And yeah,
Getting there.
yeah. See, as soon as you connect, it'll stop.
Did I type in the right password? It's joining.
Should have.
I typed it wrong. I got it right. I remember what it is.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but that's why I said I like to like not many people hear themselves like this a lot. So that's why I like to go for an hour and a half. You get a good 15-minute warm up because it takes people about 10 or 15 minutes if they're not used to hearing themselves in their head.
Oh yeah.
Takes them about a few minutes to get used to the sound of your voice.
Like this, and they don't really know what's going on. I typed it wrong.
Yeah, sort of. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get all this stuff shared out and good before we get started. Let's see.
Oh, we're live now.
Yeah, I like to go live. I like to go live on YouTube and get everything set up because you kind of have to. Every single time I go live, I have to redo the title, basically, because it'll just say live from Mevo. Subscribe to the channel. Oh, there's some lamb leg. You hear that? That was nice. So yeah, I have to go in here and just pretty much talk about racing. I have to go in here and edit all the stuff like that and get this shared out before I actually go live on the audio. See, YouTube I've always used as so that the YouTube guys can see behind the scenes of what I do for the audio, because on the Apple podcast and everything, it's I've got an intro song, this thing right here. I got a little intro song that comes up in the podcast and it's in the audio stuff, and I got all kinds of sounds coming out of my phone.
Mine too. I better put it on. Oh, because you went live. That's why.
Oh, yeah.
And somebody likes me on Bumble.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well done. What's that? Is that the new thing?
It's like Tinder but different.
Tinder, but for more than just
No. The girl actually has to message you first.
Oh, so it's a little Sadie Hawkins.
Yeah.
I hear you.
I hope nobody could hear that.
Yeah, they can.
Oh, yeah. Great.
Oh, they can. But it's fine. Bro,
no shame.
No need in being shamed. So I'm going to take this, now that I've got the YouTube video feed live, I get to come in here to Facebook, and I can share this, and you can share this.
Yeah. I shared one thing a minute ago.
Yeah, that was the link to the channel, and this will be the actual link to the video.
Okay.
So, but yeah, share everything, man. All the time. People out there, share everything. Share it all the time.
We share.
Break his fall, floodgates, oh God, help us all. The song's called Where's My Monster?
I'm looking, and I get off on a tangent and just look on random posts on Facebook.
Dude.
This person posted a post of shark seasoning.
Shark seasoning?
It's right in their seasonings. So
wow.
Shark seasoning. I don't know.
You ever eaten shark?
No, I have not.
It's different, man. Gamey.
See, I don't like that.
If you have to soak it in buttermilk.
Man, if I'm gonna eat fish, it almost has to be fried.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of
I'm not a seafood guy, man, either.
But no, fried shrimp, oysters, scallops. I love it. Oh, there's another one. Did you watch that movie yet?
Yeah.
The Dirt?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
The opening scene had my attention. Yep, I'm watching this movie in its entirety.
Yeah, I was very
You know
stoked.
what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I was very stoked with how that movie turned out. So yeah, Machine Gun Kelly played Tommy Lee.
Tommy Lee.
Like, dude, he did a good job.
I was surprised.
I mean, I thought he did decent.
Honestly, that's like my favorite rapper.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
After all that Eminem shit.
Man, all that shit was staged anyway.
Yeah, I think it is too. Include original post. Banjo. All right, I'll tag you in this now that I can. It sometimes it's weird on my podcast page. It doesn't really let me tag people.
No, I figured it out.
Weird.
You got from having a business page, you got to put at and then the person's name.
Really?
Yes. And then you can tag other businesses. That's how you tag businesses too. As you put, just like you're on.
Works just like Instagram.
Same exact thing.
Jesus.
Man, it's.
Okay, let me see this in there. Okay. Well, would you look at that? I'm learning something today.
Would you look at that?
See, you know what's funny is I'm constantly learning shit on this podcast.
Man, I never thought I'd be able to teach you something about anything tech.
Dude, I don't know a lot about computers, man. I don't know a lot about this stuff. Like, I mean,
well,
I know a pretty good... all right, let me backtrack a little bit. I actually know a pretty good bit about computers and things like, as far as like hardware and things of that sort, because I grew up as a kid knowing that, you know, having a computer for the first time as a kid, you grow up kind of knowing things and just playing with it and stuff. So, like, I do know that kind of thing, but I'm not very good at the social media part of it.
I'm so much better with hardware than I am software.
Oh, yeah.
My first thing, I took a computer apart right away. Figured out how it worked.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not good with the social media side of it. And I'm getting a lot better, and I've gotten a lot better out of necessity because I want people to, you know, come to the podcast and listen to the
biggest thing,
or watch.
The biggest thing I don't like, because I control my dad's business Facebook page. Biggest thing I don't like is I feel, and I know I'm not, but I feel like I'm shoving material down people's throats.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, maybe this is too much. I don't know, but I'm going to put it out here anyway because if it's in your face, maybe you'll notice it. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing that we do is we know that we have something to say. We have a point that we're trying to get across, and that's, you know, this is our way of doing that. Now everybody has a voice. Everybody can be heard. And before we go further, ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Elvis. Hey. How you like that for an introduction?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, Brother Brandon got up with me, wanted to do an episode, and I thought it'd be really cool because I've told you guys, now here's a story. I don't tell a lot of stories about my mom that doesn't involve her being an absolute bitch that she is. But my listeners know what I mean. But my mom and my stepdad got married at the finish line of Timmonsville Racetrack in Florence Motor Speedway, brother. Charlie Powell's racetrack.
Man, I don't.
How you like that?
They will their necks be kind of red or?
Oh man, listen, there was people like coming up and like yelling from the crowd, "Get that shit off the track and get on with the race!" Because this thing that was before the race started. So you got, I mean, you know the kind of the stands people.
Well, here's the thing, and I actually kind of applaud them for it because everybody gets racing season and wedding season are the same exact thing, same exact time frame. I mean, it's the same exact thing. So. Maybe my mom had it. I don't think she had it on her car. But there's a bumper sticker that said, we interrupt this wedding for racing season. I've seen it. I don't know where I saw it at, but it was hilarious to me. Yeah, I miss everybody's weddings that I get invited to. Well, got a race. I'm sorry.
It is what it is. Now, Are you doing? What are you racing now?
Right now, I'm racing super trucks at Myrtle Beach Speedway. I just got back into it. I had like let's see, 9, almost 10-year absence from actual driving a race car.
Yeah, 'cause you did go karts for a while, right?
I did go-karts. I started racing when I was 7 years old. No, 8, 7 or 8. And raced go-karts forever. Got in a few bad accidents. Got in my teenage years. Lost interest a little bit. You know what I mean? Just started thinking about other things and found my way back to it. Started karting again. Excuse me. And got back into race cars, or got into race cars for the first time. Raced street stock and then Charger kart at Myrtle Beach. Then after that, kind of lost opportunity again. I mean, it comes and goes quick.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a one-off chance I got to race for a motorsport school in Conway. That's a really great thing. And while I was actually in attendance there, and that was good. But my time there ran out, and then I haven't been in a race car since until the end of last race season.
Did you feel like that was beneficial to do that, or do you feel like you maybe got more out of actually being on? I mean, I'm sure there's a track at the school, but I mean,
no, there's no track at they're
there in Myrtle Beach.
It's a now. When I was there, it was for at-risk students and stuff like that. And
oh shit,
I dropped out of high school. Made bad decisions. People have been down that road. Some people haven't.
Oh yeah, I dropped out too, but I ended up going back right at the last minute.
Well, this ended up coming about as I was dropped out of school. It was kind of just stars kind of aligned. Went there for spent a while there. Got my GED through there. Ended up driving their race car for them, which was really cool. I actually ended up going to college after that.
Yeah,
I didn't finish that, but
I didn't either. I was thinking that you were going to school when I think I met you down here. Maybe.
Yeah, probably a good chance. Yeah. Yeah, actually, probably right in that time frame.
Yeah, shit. Those were the glory days, man. But yeah, you weren't in a car then. I think that because I think that whenever I first realized that you were into racing, I was like, oh shit, man! Like I grew up in Timmonsville track, dude. Every Friday night, and then Lakeview on Saturdays, or either Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach. But yeah, the Myrtle Beach track was Robert Powell's territory.
Oh yeah, he owned that place, dude.
Years. Ain't nobody drive deeper into those turns as hard as he did.
Robert Powell was one hell of a little man. I know that.
It's funny that so to give a little bit of a backstory, the track that Brandon races at most often is Myrtle Beach Speedway, and probably the best driver that I mean, Robert Powell, hands down, probably knows that track better than anybody else.
Yeah,
maybe.
Man. He's most successful there. That's probably easy to say.
So Robert Powell's brother, Charlie Powell, owned the racetrack.
No. That's his little brother, or it might be his older brother. It might be his older brother, but his dad's name is Charlie Powell. But his dad is Charlie Powell II, and his brother, I don't.
Oh, so Robert is Charlie's son?
Yeah, and
Charlie that owns.
And then there's Charlie III that raced at Myrtle Beach as well.
Wait, hold on a minute. I'm missing the whole saga of the Powell boys.
There's a Charlie Senior. I guess a junior is
so
that a third?
Charlie Senior owns Florence.
No, Charlie Junior owns Florence. Charlie Junior owns Florence.
Okay, so it is Robert's brother.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that raced. Yeah.
Yeah. So and Robert's brother also owns Florence Motor Speedway?
No,
is that his dad? Okay. That's where I was messing up. So Robert's dad.
No, he could have raced too.
Well, I don't know that he raced, but I know that he owned the track. And my folks, my stepdad's people were the Moors, and they were like just not very well accepted at this track because they like to drink and fight, and they were just those people and that crowd, and I mean that's pretty much a lot of the crowd at racetracks.
Man, back in the obviously I don't remember much of it. Back in the late '80s, early '90s,
Yeah.
people showed up to a fight and a race would break out.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's how it was, man.
Just the way it was. Roughnecks and
Yeah.
you always had to. I mean, everybody around there carried knives and guns.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
I know of a time my dad got hit in the head with a flashlight in Victory Lane.
It happens. It absolutely happens. I actually posted a picture from Florence Motor Speedway, a throwback picture the other day with me and my brother. They had won a race at Florence Motor Speedway, and that's the thing. You go into somebody who races house, and they've got all over their walls, they've got these little whatever those 4x10 pictures of every time they won, and there's all the trophies sitting around, and that's just,
Dude, my parents have a wall leading into their bedroom, like beside the kitchen.
that's always where it is.
It's like a shrine. It's like a Brandon Elvis shrine. You know, people have like their soccer pictures and football pictures, and you got my racing plaques and trophies and awards and pictures.
Dude, old Matty Spry next door has got his little go kart. Yeah. I mean, sitting right as soon as you walk in, you see it. That's how it is, man, and I love that. I love that shit, dude, because it like sort of gives you the. As a kid, I just remember being like, they don't know what's going on. They don't know what just happened, but all of them are fighting. All of them are about to go fight, but they don't know what just happened. So it was the first time as a kid where I was like, oh shit. So this is just, they don't know what's going on. They're just going to, because somebody said something against these people, they must think enough of each other to where they don't really need to know all the information. Just go ahead and go after it.
Man.
But that's how it worked.
Yeah.
Especially at that track. I don't know that it was that bad at Myrtle Beach, but did out in the country in Timminsville or Lakeview?
At one time, Myrtle Beach wasn't so not country.
Now, I don't know that I don't. Most of the time I spent in Myrtle Beach was.
Well, there's a lot of guys from that area that were here. So
yeah, exactly. Well, most of the time I spent in Myrtle Beach as a kid was in the stands. But then when I got hooked up with Michael Elliott, and I don't know if you know Michael. I don't know if he still races.
Sporadically, I believe. He still races.
But him and his brother-in-law Jimmy, I knew them for a while, and I had started like hanging out with those guys, and like I was the tire man. I'd go draw tickets for the tires and wait for them sons of bitches, so nobody else have to do it. And that's the one thing that nobody wants to do. But they're like, man, I always get good tires when you draw them.
Yeah, that was my duty as a little kid. They had the little spinning wheel, and I go pick a ball out of the lottery wheel, and I think the it was actually my best friend's granddad. My best friend when I was a child, his granddad worked in Myrtle Beach Speedway.
Yeah,
it was like a staple there, and he was the one spinning that wheel, and I pull a number out, and I don't know. I might pull out a 15 or a 20, and he'd write down maybe a 2 or 3, which is obviously the better set of tires. Yeah. So my dad always had good tires, I believe. That's probably why I always went down there.
That's the thing, man. Like, and for those that not aware, whenever they do races like this, they'll have tires allotted for every driver, and just so nobody has an advantage on anybody else, because there was a lot of people soaking their tires back then.
Yeah. In Myrtle Beach, you definitely don't want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. But there was just so nobody would have any advantage on tires, they would do a lottery draw for who got what tires, and you don't know what you're going to be getting at all, and then they send us.
Well, it's
the draw for them.
It's changed a good bit since then. Nowadays, I guess the lottery wheel is still used pretty much for the most part, but you'd have, say they got a bunch of tires. They grade them out A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
Obviously, A being the best, D being the worst. You get like 1 or 2 A's, a B, and a C. I don't think they use D's anymore, really. I think those are all pretty much trash.
Exactly.
And then they just they grade them and put them in a bunch of different stacks, and whatever number you draw, that's the number you get, I guess. For the trucks, though, it's a little different. We get 2 new tires, and then 2 scuffs. So your scuffs, you never run on tires that weren't yours, except the first race, I think. You buy 2 tires, they give you a set of A scuffs.
Okay.
And then after that, you turn your 2 tires in that were scuffed, that you raced that were new. Those will be your scuffs for the next race.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think the lower divisions.
That's a little different.
Yeah, for the trucks they do because I mean, excuse me, I keep burping.
Nail it, man, dude. Do it. Get it out.
No, there's I don't know, pay a little more money. Trucks are kind of worth a little more than the lower. It's not quite a late model. I mean, it's nowhere near that. But
yeah,
they pay more, and you so they give you better tires, I guess.
Now, have they ever done? Do you ever go racing Dillon ever?
I don't. I'd like to, eventually.
Yeah.
I need to get some more racing under my belt.
I've never gone to Dillon ever in my life. Never once.
It's a fast racetrack. And
that's what I've heard. That's what my brother says. But yeah, I'm never going. Not since Brian opened that one up.
Yeah. I've been there quite a few times, just watching a race. Sit in the corner and.
How is it? Like, how's the facilities and everything? Is it nice?
Yeah, I mean it's a nice. I mean, it's nice about any racetrack around. I feel like.
Yeah.
It's kind of old. I mean, it's the old track.
Yeah, I remember it being the old.
The surface is nice. From what I remember being in the pits a few times, all their skill area, their buildings and stuff, everything seems nice. I mean, it's not a bad place to be. I mean, I encourage anybody to go to a racetrack anyway.
Dude, race is fun. Live, there's nothing like it. And I even going back to whenever I was a kid, going to like Darlington or and stuff, when Darlington was Darlington.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it still is, but I mean, you know, the lights and everything, like we get to see it post and pre-lights, you know. But dude, just there's nothing like that. There's nothing like that sound, that smell.
And that's what a lot of people don't understand, man. This is you can't get that from watching it on TV. I mean, even we call them NASCAR naps.
Yeah.
Because I'll cut a race on Sunday afternoon and
wake up about 20 laps to go.
20, 30 laps to go. Catch the best part of the race. But man, just being there, especially at like Darlington. You can go to Darlington on Saturday night.
Get the truck race and the bush race or whatever.
They race the nationwide series with the Cup, you know, the same weekend. The trucks race a completely different weekend.
I remember it used to, because I was there the night that they cut the lights on at Darlington. And they used to do the truck race right before I guess what do they call it now? The Nationwide or the Bush? What's the Bush now?
It's the Xfinity Series.
Xfinity Series.
It takes me a minute too.
Dude, it's changed so much. Like when it used to be the Craftsman Truck Series.
It's nothing like Craftsman, Winston, and Bush, huh?
Right. Nothing like Craftsman, Bush, and Winston. That's exactly
those
what
names will
be.
always stick with it. As long as I'm living, they will.
I mean exactly. Now the out in Darlington, the Winston Tower.
Yeah,
is painted brown now, and that seems sacrilegious to me, man. It used to be Winston red.
Is that the big old Winston logo across the top of it? Yeah.
Yep.
No, man, there's nothing like being able to. Not often I get to go just be a fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Usually I got race day duty. If I'm not racing, I still have race day duties. It's part of my dad's business.
Yeah.
So I can recall a time where several people myself went to Darlington, and I got tickets for everybody, and they all paid me back, but I just ordered a bunch of them. Yeah. So we're all together, you know. Ended up getting seats in turn 3, probably 8 rows from the bottom.
Yeah.
I mean, on the back stretch, there's not that many rows anyway. And that's the fastest part of the racetrack, in case anybody was wondering. Yeah. Dude, just getting hit with rubber. Cars, like, literally right in front of your face, running 200 miles an hour. That's an adrenaline rush.
Yeah, people don't understand that, too. If you sit close enough down, you're going to end up getting, like...
It's just going to hit you in the face.
Rode a motorcycle in the rain. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, well... Not as often. Well, maybe I've never ridden a motorcycle drunk in the rain.
Oh, well, good for you. Good on that. That's something that we want to be proud of.
Yeah. That's all I had to compare it to because I was drunk.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But, oh, man, I just remember the first beer I ever drank was at a racetrack. Like, the first beers that I ever, like, got for myself was I bought them on a Sunday in Oak Grove at a gas station. It's not there anymore. And we went to Rockingham when Rockingham was still running. And, dude, it was so damn cold that they just bought a case of beer and didn't have a cooler or nothing. They just took the beer in the case in there because it was so cold. Like,
I mean, you didn't need it.
Hell yeah, Dale Jarrett won that day.
Hell yeah, that was one of my favorite drivers growing up.
Oh, number 48, the original 48, wasn't it? The was it 48? I know it was
88.
UPS. 88. That's right, 88. That's right.
88. Yeah, man, that was Dale Jarrett was winning back in them days.
Yeah, he was. Oh, Dale. He was a nice guy, man. Dale Jarrett was my uncle's favorite driver.
Dude, he actually kind of looked like my uncle.
Dale Jarrett kind of looks like everybody's uncle. He might be. Like, everybody's got an uncle that looks like Darrell Waltrip and Dale Jarrett. Like, right?
Yeah, that's probably pretty accurate, man.
Yeah, everybody's got an uncle that looks like that. Man, my uncle was Dale Jarrett. My dad was always a Wild Bill from Dawsonville.
Dude.
Oh, Bill Elliott.
Oh, Bill Elliott. Dude, those guys back in those days, you know, obviously Bill Elliott, people like Bill Elliott, Ricky Rudd.
Oh, Ricky Rudd.
Dude, these were like country strong dudes.
Terry Labonte.
Bobby Labonte. Man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They were like, it was like, I remember as a kid, I was huge into like Stone Cold Steve Austin. And like, I just remember like Dale Earnhardt was the Stone Cold of NASCAR. Like Dale Earnhardt was. Like it was, and I'm just like saying like these people didn't want to watch wrestling because they knew it was fake, and wrestling was for kids anyway.
Wrestling was fake.
Spoiler alert, guys! I didn't mean to throw you off here. Shit. I apologize. Ric Flair and Wahoo McDaniel was beating the shit out of each other, but I believe that Rock and Stone Cold might have had a conversation or two before they went out there. But nah, man, it's like NASCAR was that for those people. Like they could be, like it was only people in the South really got it, and you could, just like I was a fan of Stone Cold, like my stepdad lived and breathed Jeff Gordon.
Oh, yeah. And most of the time, if you were a Jeff Gordon fan, people didn't like you because of it.
Yeah, especially in the South, because he enunciated. Jeff Foxworthy figured that one out.
Yeah, he enunciated.
But it's true. Like people, and he was the Rainbow Warrior, and there was just all like, just if you want to be barraged with just a world of gay jokes for like your entire duration.
Man, they brought that shit on themselves, though, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's like it. And like I said, if that's somebody's choice, if they want to do whatever they want to do to make fun of people for whatever they want to make fun of people for, then I can't say anything about that. Right. But yeah, being the Rainbow Warriors, it just, and amongst a sport of redneck fans,
man.
Predominantly redneck. I'm not saying anything
Dude,
about
he could have not won as many races and probably had twice the amount of fans. Nobody likes a winner.
You don't think so?
No.
Yeah, because everybody hates Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, nobody likes a winner, man.
Yeah.
Most of the time, like Kyle Busch. Nobody likes Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch. I tell you what I'm going to do. Nobody likes Kyle Busch. I'm going to holler from over here. You can't see me. I'm going to get Brandon Elvis some more water because he needs it. Nobody likes Kyle Busch. Nobody likes any of the Busch boys, right?
Yeah, I don't know why. They're great drivers and they don't really give a shit. To be quite frank. That's loud.
Can you hear it loud over there?
Oh yeah.
The trick is to put them in the metal, those little metal jugs, and they'll stay colder longer.
Well, I have like 3 or 4 Yeti cups that I don't use ever. Look at this. That's fancy.
Oh, you fancy, huh? No, see, I usually have those ready. But you asked about stopping by the store. I was like, I don't do the plastic bottle thing, man. I've stopped. I read this article about, off of racing for just a second. I've read this article about South Carolina recycling facilities that like will pretty much just throw all the shit back together at the end. You know, once you recycle everything. Because I recycle my plastics, my cardboards, and all kinds of shit.
Oh, so separating is kind of pointless.
Yes,
kind of
basically is what I read. But then I talked to one of my buddies the other day who's actually he covered the Horry County like recycling facility, and he's like, they really do a good job of doing that, like recycling everything and separating everything. But when I got involved in recycling and everything, they're like, the first step of recycling is to reduce the use. So I stopped buying those giant cases of plastic bottles.
Oh yeah.
And like I just stopped buying like a lot of one-use plastics. So that's where I get these jugs from, and I drink probably. Oh shit!
Well, you got one right there, a big one.
Yeah, my handle. I usually would fill up the big one, but the other big jug's dirty. So apologies. But anyway, yeah, nobody likes a winner.
No,
that's very true. Nobody likes the winner.
Dude, I remember...
Because Jeff Gordon won a lot. Nobody liked him. But people loved Earnhardt.
Man, truthfully, a lot of people booed Earnhardt. Just for every fan Dale Earnhardt had, he had just as many haters.
I guess you're right. I guess it was just different because my fan was an Earnhardt.
Everybody
family.
loved Earnhardt when he died. And I hate to sound brash about that. But most people, I mean, that's kind of...
I will say this, that like a lot of people who were not... And I guess it's different because I grew up around a lot of Earnhardt fans.
Oh, yeah.
So...
No, I mean, people who loved him.
But yeah, he was apparently like... just an asshole in the beginning. Like, I go back and watch some of those videos when, like, the Wrangler Earnhardt.
Yeah, it was all persona, man. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin's probably a nice guy.
Exactly, right?
Dale Earnhardt was a nice guy, man. I mean, from what I've seen, he's the one who, put on the rookie meetings in, like, a NASCAR garage area.
Really?
Yeah, he was the one that went and spoke to the rookies and told them the right thing to do and what not to do.
That's really cool.
And I don't think a lot of people know that, actually. And Jeff Gordon, him and Jeff Gordon were good friends.
Yeah.
They made a TV show calling them rivals. They were, I don't think you could really call them rivals.
That's literally like Dabo and Saban.
Yeah.
They're best friends, literally. But yeah, I think about this a lot in sports, and then not necessarily like sports, but I'm going to equate this to rap. Like, I wonder how much different rap would be if Biggie and Tupac hadn't died. I wonder how much different NASCAR would be if Dale Earnhardt was still alive.
Well, our safety would not be nowhere near
because of
not even close.
That's what Dale Jr. said on Rogan's podcast.
Man, Dale Earnhardt dying, it advanced our sport so much. It's not even funny.
Do you think that if it would have been like a Lake Speed or somebody like that it wouldn't have been as big of a deal? Or do you think that it had to be Earnhardt because he was the...
It had to be Earnhardt. Or, somebody of that caliber.
Yeah.
Because many drivers died on the racetrack.
Exactly.
And then you just kind of never hear about it again.
Yeah.
But it took the death of Dale Earnhardt and so much awareness came to it then.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We got better seat belts. We got better. Our seats are
that
so
harness.
much better. Yeah, we wear Hans devices or any kind of. It's a head neck restraint.
Yeah.
Basically, it hooks your helmet and goes underneath your seat belts.
It keeps you from your neck snapping or whatever.
Well, when I'm sitting there, my head can literally move like that much. And that's it.
So nothing that can hurt you.
Really. No. I mean, if you're claustrophobic, it might mess with you a little bit.
Have you gotten any any accidents since you've been using it at all, or
one actually? Actually, it might have been the first time I ever used one, but it weren't a bad wreck.
Yeah,
but
see now, for those that aren't familiar with like small track, right? And I say small track. What is it?
It's a half mile.
Okay, so that's actually
most short tracks are like half mile, 3/8 mile.
Yeah. So those are not familiar with that. Explain to them a little bit about like having a lot, like so many cars in a very short amount of time, and you don't like what the difference is between a bad wreck and a not so bad wreck. Because anybody who's not familiar with getting in wrecks are like any wreck is a bad wreck, but there's some of them that just not that bad.
The real bad ones are like when somebody gets to the end of the straightaway and their throttle hangs or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
those are like the short tracks. You really don't have a lot of huge impacts, except maybe like Bristol.
Yeah,
they hit really hard there. Richmond, they probably hit pretty hard there. Your bad wrecks are the ones you see at Daytona, Talladega.
Oh yeah, those restrictor plate tracks.
Yeah, man, they just go tumbling, and that's scary.
Now they don't even use like brakes a lot at those tracks at all, don't they? Like remove brakes for like weight issues and shit like that.
Well, they run smaller brakes. Excuse me. Like short tracks
dude, your mom's house, Tom Segura and his wife's podcast have a fart mic, so they can like just whenever they get ready. When they start a burp mic.
Yeah,
I'll do it a lot. So dude, no, I did it all. I was eating Japanese the day before yesterday, and I just the whole time.
I mean, that's why I eat Chinese for lunch.
It does it every time, man.
It's the rice.
I got it too, man. You can hear my gut over here, like asking for more lamb. Anyway, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, we run different brakes for different. Well, I don't. I run the same brakes all the time.
Yeah.
But short tracks, especially on like the cup level.
Yeah.
They got these big, bulky brake. The rotors are bigger. The calipers are bigger.
Yeah.
Everything's bigger about them. At Daytona, they might run a brake system about the size of your passenger vehicle. But it's got to be good enough to slow you down. They got
on pit road.
Pit road. That's really all they use them for.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's the only time you would need brakes is on pit road. And a lot of people don't understand. Like those, what's the difference? Like it's like what 212 on average at those tracks. What's the? Do you know?
It used to be. I think now they're right at 200.
Okay.
And no matter what they do to the cars, they're always at 200. They've slowed them down, sped them up. They just
and they're all using crate motors. You think?
No. Those are the Cup Series actually runs fuel injected engines though.
Really?
Yeah, it's not carbureted anymore. No, they're all.
I don't know anything about King Crimson, Isaac. I don't know what that is. You know anything about King Crimson?
King Crimson?
Yeah.
Nah.
There's money in chat actually about it. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know about that, Isaac.
I don't know if it's racing related or not. I don't know, but
not that kind of race.
Oh God.
You have to specify, man. It's 2019.
Oh, the motors, man. No, yeah, they're not crate motors at all.
Yeah, well, I don't know why. I've been out of the game for a really long time. Like as far as going racetracks and shit. So like when I was there, it was when the crate motors had first come out, and they were like they have these specific GM bolts that if you go in and you alter the motor at all, like they'll know and they'll be able to figure it out.
Man, that lasted for maybe a year,
right? But it was awful.
Yeah, well, I mean, we still run crate motors.
Everybody was getting protested.
I mean, the Ford's got a hell of a crate motor. You about have to have for horsepower, you know.
Yeah.
And this is on a local level. Ford's got a good one. You got the GM 602, 603, 604.
Yeah.
Which that sounds like that's just the serial numbers. The last three serial numbers of the engine. I mean, it's basically all 350 or 351 if you're Ford.
Yeah.
But
351, man. I had a Bronco. That's 351 in it.
Like a Cleveland or a Windsor or what was it?
No clue.
Oh, a 351.
No, it was a 351 is all I know. And that some bitch sounded so good. It still had the dimmer and the floorboard.
Oh yeah. One of my first trucks was my granddad's old truck. It was an 81 Ford Ranger F100.
Yeah.
Had the little light.
The Explorer? What is it called? The Explorer?
I think it did say Explorer on it.
Yep.
That's pretty badass.
I remember those.
No, but man, you can run built motors or crate motors. Crate motors honestly have the advantage now.
Yeah, well, now that's
because they're built.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and not only that. Like, I knew a bunch of guys that build motors around here, and they would always just be like, "Well, I bored out the carburetor just a little bit more, whatever, like just I did that, and we got some of this stuff we're gonna pour in the motor that's gonna help it out a little bit to go around, a little better the first way around, and I think that the people who are against that were turning towards like the crate motors that we're gonna try to do shit by the book.
Anytime you do something spec in racing, it's a wonderful idea. It's a money saving idea. Everybody's gonna be great.
Yeah,
but it just doesn't. It doesn't last because we're racers.
Yeah,
we're gonna find a way. We're gonna find an advantage. We're gonna find a way to make it better, no matter what. So
exactly,
you can make it spec all you want. It'll never change racing.
Absolutely not. Now, that's the funny thing, too, about racing is just the whole life that it's had over and, getting it started as far as, the moonshiners and everything. And it sort of didn't steer far away from that clientele, if you will. And that fan base, the sort of people that would want to, be interested in moonshiners running liquor back and forth between the Carolinas.
Oh, yeah.
And now if you look, I guarantee if that were still what it was, that it would probably have about the same fan base.
Yeah, more than likely.
And I'm counting myself amongst that. I don't talk about it a lot, but I watch the race just about every Sunday.
Would you not tune in?
Yeah, oh, hell yeah.
I mean, yeah, of course I would.
All those old shiners running moonshine between here and there. Hell yeah, I'd watch that.
Like Junior Johnson. I mean,
Oh yeah, I met Junior Johnson at Florence Motor Speedway one time.
I don't doubt it. He's probably delivering moonshine.
Yeah, probably was.
I think he still makes it. I'm not sure.
I met him, and I met
Somebody does.
I mean, Dale Jr. used to race down there a lot. But Dale raced all around here. He raced every track around here that I know of, except for Lakeview, and Dylan wasn't there then. But
yeah, well, Dylan might have been there, but it might have been a dirt track.
Oh yeah, it was dirt track, but they didn't run it.
No, I mean that closed for several years.
Yeah, so it was definitely closed.
I don't really know the history behind that place that well.
Well, my stepdad and them talked about they used to go to Dillon track all the time when they were little.
Right.
So like it was big back in I guess the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, I think it was pavement, then it was dirt, then it was pavement again.
Yeah. And then it lay dormant for probably a decade or more. Actually, more than like a couple decades. And then we went to Shoney's in Dillon one time, and Ron Barfield was in Shoney's, and we ate dinner with Ron, and he was like, I'm gonna open up this track in Dillon in a few more years.
Yeah, man.
And then like probably 10 years after that,
hanging up.
Finally opened it up. Did he get you?
Yeah,
You're the first person to sit in that chair.
Oh well, I don't know. The cord went behind my back.
Does it work? Is it fine?
Yeah, it's great. It's a great chair. It's comfortable.
Good. See, I have been taking this chair right here and just flipping it back and forth, and that was my original chair right there with just pillows all in it. The pillow chair.
Oh.
So we've upgraded.
I'm breaking this thing in.
We've upgraded. But yeah, man. So when you first started, did you first start? You obviously started with go-karts.
Yeah.
And my little cousin started with go-karts, and he's gotten up to where he does late models now every now. I think he did late models every now and again. He might have been in like what they call a Thunder and Lightning series at Florence or Charger or something like that.
Right.
Jason Summers, if you're not first, you're last. Second's just the first loser, Jason.
It really is.
It sucks to hear that in racing, but it's the damn truth.
It's the truth.
But yeah, so like starting in go-karts, like how did you go about making the transition between like the lightweight go-kart to like stepping into this? Was it pretty easy as far as driving wise and like learning the track?
Oh yeah, I mean we raced all over the place. Just it was kind of gradual, really. Yeah. I mean we started off in like a restrictor plate classes, you know. Being young, you really didn't have a choice. It was broken down by age group when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Then you get to an adult level. It's all. We started racing adult classes when I was, 12 or 13.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we weren't really supposed to, but it's like we were there, you know, and we were fast enough, so they just let us do it.
Yeah, yeah. So I'd imagine that it's about the same. Did you start with like 4 cylinders and work your way up, or did you go to something heavier than that to start with?
Well, something heavy is street stock, which is the first race car I drove was like a 71 Nova.
Oh,
with a roll cage built in it. You know, I mean,
that's what the Thunder and Lightning I think would have been.
Yeah, man. Back then, and it's non-existent class now. I mean, it's gone. But it was like 3 narrow tires and 1 big regular race car tire on the right front. It was. The locked rear end. I mean, you spin the tire. I learned real quick. Don't try to be a hero in a street stock.
Yeah.
Try to save it. You're going to hit the wall, or I did at least.
Yeah.
Because once it gets sideways, it gets really sideways.
You feel like I listened to the Junior talk about all the concussions that he got. Do you feel like you've gotten concussions from getting in like little fender benders or hitting the wall a couple times?
Man, I've never hit the wall hard enough. Honestly, no. I mean, I've never raced enough to really hit the wall hard enough. You know, in go-kart racing days, I had an ambulance ride or so, but I mean, it knocked me off the horse for a while, but I got back on it, flipped.
I hear you.
Landed on my head a few times. I mean, it's just
that's what happens.
That's part of it.
It's part of being. How old were you back then? Do you think?
Ambulance ride, I was 11 or 12. Maybe a touch young. Yeah.
Now, was that early on in your driving career, or had you been driving for a couple years before
I've been driving for a while before that. So we raced a bunch, man. Just about every weekend, it seemed like.
Where were you running at? Around here? I know there's one in Bennettsville. I know there's one in Oak Grove now.
Well, you had Conway and Aner. Conway's closed now, I think, for karting. Aner just reopened, I think, Last weekend was their first race reopened. There's one in Bennettsville.
Yeah. The fast tracks, right?
Well, there's that one, and then there's one in what do you call it, Sellers?
Yeah, it's Sellers, Oak Grove, 9538.
Yeah. And that's Paradise. What do you call it?
Yeah, that's Sellers, Oak Grove.
And that's probably the premier facility.
I've heard that go-kart track is nicer than most race tracks.
It's really nice. I mean, as far as go-kart tracks, it's top notch.
Race talk, Brian Jordan. Your bartender Brian Jordan's in here.
What's going on, man? I don't know if he's watching or
he's
listening
watching. He's watching. Yeah, the people that get to listen, they don't get it until a couple hours later.
Oh, okay.
Or actually, I upload it pretty quick, but I like the YouTube feeling like you're getting the behind the scenes of recording the audio. I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty damn cool.
Which now I think I'm getting more. Got in the chat late. Is Brandon's dad named Barry?
Yeah.
Jason Summers. You know Jason Summers?
Man,
Moose.
See, man, I don't know anybody. I don't remember anybody's names. I'm terrible with that thing. If you put them on Facebook, I'm, oh yeah, I know that guy. It's about every time.
Yeah, explain why you know that, Jason. Well, it takes some. There's a little delay between us and them, and then get back. But yeah, I don't know. You just let them get a little behind the scenes action, and actually, the YouTube is getting more views and traction now than the audio is.
Well, man, I don't know. I like people like watching.
You want to put a face to something, dude.
Yeah.
Put a face to a voice, and plus, if you're just listening to a conversation go on like this, then it's probably not as.
If they were just listening to us, I mean, that'd probably be pretty
they probably done drove off the road into a tree or something by now. Like, get me out of this.
Yeah.
But no, and I'm not saying anything about it. This is very interesting. But I always say that if you're not into podcasts, they're all boring. If you're not into hearing somebody have a conversation, then all podcasts are boring.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But we got nice little clips we can play in here if you want to.
And one time at band camp,
that's all I got for you. He used to drive for my uncle Summers Roofing, number 27 in the Charger Division of Myrtle Beach Speedway.
I know him. Yes.
Summers Roofing. I hear you, Chazzy Jeff.
David Henderson used to drive that car too. He won a bunch of races. That car, whether my dad was in it, I don't think Dad drove it that long. Maybe a season, maybe 2 seasons. I don't know. I was young.
Yeah.
That car, whoever was driving it, which was David Henderson, and my dad were neck and neck every week. I mean, those were the two you had to beat if you went to Myrtle Beach.
Oh man.
In the Charger division.
I would love to go back and see some of those damn races again, just from the stands, even. But I like watching the races from the stands at Myrtle Beach, but being in the pit, like, because you get on that up that spiral staircase where everybody's standing, and it's just like,
I don't know if that's there anymore.
Really?
In the middle? No, I don't know.
Huh?
I haven't been up there in that building in years.
Yeah, I last time I went, I was easily 18. 19, 18.
Shit.
Because I moved here when I was, no shit. I was younger than that. I was probably 16 or 17 then. Jesus.
Long time, man.
Long time, man. Because hell, I moved here when I was 19.
When I think about being 19 or 20, I'm like, oh, that wasn't that long ago. Oh, well. It was more than 10 years ago.
You're 30 now? You 30 yet?
31.
31?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, man.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens so quick.
It just turned
Brian
21.
Jordan said he's watching you, Brandon. He said, is Brandon wearing underwear?
No,
Brian.
Yeah, I am. I'm bullshitting.
Yeah, Brian. I don't know why he wants to know that. Now you know, Brian. No. But no, seriously though, like, I would love to go back to like the mid '90s and go back to just a racetrack again, back when it was just like no holds barred, pretty much, and then we're staying at a racetrack until 4:00 in the morning, getting torn down because we won, and somebody don't believe that we get tore down by a guy named Trey Hall every week. I don't know if you remember that guy, but he raced at Myrtle Beach and he raced at Florence, but we got torn down by him every week.
Man, he must have been winning.
Yeah, we was winning. They don't give a shit if you're not winning.
No.
Then they made that 1 year where it was mandatory tear down. Like everybody that won, it was mandatory that they got torn down.
Usually they have certain things they check. Carburetor. Carburetor's number one thing is easiest. Sometimes they check the heads and the engine. Mostly it's nowadays they're checking for illegal suspension parts and advantages like that in the rear end. There's things like that. There's a lot of things you can cheat on that they got rules in place for, but.
Tyler Hamilton, there's another go-kart track, Southern Kart K in Loris.
Oh, yeah, Southern Cartway.
Cartway.
Danny's.
Kart K.
Kart K.
I see what you did.
Danny's. We raced a bunch out there, too.
Man, I didn't know a whole lot about the go-kart stuff. I remember going as a kid once, but it was a dirt track. And I just remember, like, I was a weird kid, man. I came home like just that pile up, a couple inches of dirt all over your skin, and no, I didn't like that very much.
Oh yeah, my mom. When we used to get home from a racetrack, I would have to strip down to my underwear at the front door, like outside.
Yeah,
wasn't allowed to bring the clothes inside. Just going to go back and get a shower.
Dude, that's how it was at like Lakeview. I remember that the most. Like just coming back from Lakeview and just being covered in a film of dirt.
Oh yeah, man. Dirt tracks are dirty.
They're dirty. You wouldn't think. And here's the thing: a lot of people don't. Have you raced dirt
on cars? No.
Now,
I wish.
Is it the same, that whole sliding around the fucking corner on go-karts? Is it the same way on go-karts as it is in cars at all?
Not at all.
Because in cars, you're basically drifting. That's like a drifting track.
You in dirt cars, you're driving a car with a throttle.
Yeah.
I mean, you're kind of pointing it, and you're more or less driving a car with a throttle.
Yeah.
Go-karts is all on dirt oval is all high bite. I mean, it's just like grip.
Yeah.
I mean, you're stuck at the racetrack.
These are basically mud. Like I remember they would just like mud up the tracks before they got started to go around with the damn.
Oh yeah, I mean moisture equals grip in a lot of places.
Huh.
From what I know about dirt car racing,
moisture equals grip, ladies. You hear that? Moisture equals grip.
God, I'm bleeding.
You know what I didn't do? I was bragging on all those close-ups on the camera angles, and I never even said them.
Oh well. Hopefully they don't see you.
Oh no, they've been seeing both of us, but they've been literally seeing both of us the whole time. That was my fault on that one. Whoops.
Oh, you got a little thing you click on.
Yeah, I mean they've been seeing both of us. It was just usually there's like one of my cousins was into racing go-karts, but he sucked at it.
There's a lot of people that sucked at it.
RC dirt oval, okay. On the RC cars, I don't know a lot about that stuff either.
That's fun. Do
you ever do that?
Yeah. Hardcore. Something me and my little brother to do, man.
Oh, I hear you.
We race like every week.
Actually, shit. I just saw you post something about that, a very heartfelt message about your brother the other day.
Oh, God.
About RC shit. I ain't going to make you cry on here.
No, I'm not going to cry.
I ain't going to Barbara Walters shit or nothing, but...
that's a little drama. It was taken care of.
Have you raced with Repack?
Man, no.
Have you ever raced or messed?
He's always talking about it. I know he used to help.
Yeah.
I've probably seen him at the racetrack back in those days, but didn't know him.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just
he's been saying over and over that he wants to get in here. Okay, I got you, Tyler. You're racing buddy on off road at Beach RC.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Tyler.
I got you, homie. But yeah, I was saying that shit. What was I just saying before I lost that train of thought?
Something about Repack, and he wanted to do something.
Yeah. That's right. Fucking Repack. Jesus. Fucking Repack. So Repack wants to come in here and he wants to do a podcast. And every time I see him, I'm like, dude, just let me know whenever you want to come in, dude. Yeah. Anytime you want. He's like, yeah, man. One day I'm gonna get in there, man. I'm gonna go in and do a podcast. Like, damn it, Repack, do it then.
Yeah, man.
Come on, son. I got you. We'll give old Tyler a wrench since we know him.
Yeah.
See, that's right. Anybody that works on cars loves to get a wrench.
I don't even know what that means.
When you get a wrench, you get you add a moderator, so like they can like if somebody says something in the chat that doesn't need to be said, like they can delete the message or like boot people out of the chat and shit like that.
Heck yeah, you got a wrench, bud.
You got a wrench, bud. But yeah, man. So I wanted to kind of just do a little bit of NASCAR nostalgia, as far as like when NASCAR was before everybody gave a shit about, you couldn't have alcohol sponsorships or you couldn't have cigarette sponsorships and all that. Before all of that caught on, it was like some of the it was some of the shit do you think about doing as a kid that you couldn't get away with now, like just literally building a wooden box on the back of a bed of a truck so that you'd have a camper for the for the weekend. Do you ever know people to do that?
Man, I don't know.
Build boxes on truck beds so they would
I've
technically count as a camper.
I've seen it.
Paint the numbers on the side of it, and they'd make you take it off because you couldn't have any kind of like.
Man, there used to be this at Myrtle Beach Speedway. There was this van that had like this big. It was metal, like a big metal, freaking tower on top of it. He'd drive out there on the back straightaway and have like a big tower to stand on and watch a race, dude. And you see
like just from behind the track.
Yeah. I mean, he paid his way to get in. You used to be able to sit on the back straightaway.
Oh yeah, I remember there was like those old like wooden stands back there.
Yeah, they had the stands back there, and
yeah.
Dude, that was the best place to watch a race.
Those wooden stands.
Well, no,
or back from behind the track.
Backed up to a truck against the fence.
Oh yeah.
Anywhere you go, that's the best place to watch a race.
I would say because that whole back straightaway is nothing.
Your cooler's right there. You don't have to like walk down steps to go to the bathroom. It's convenient.
We always used. We had this van we called Betsy, and we would drive it in, and it had this. I mean, it was just a van with a roof, and we would just stand like 5 or 6 of us stand up there, no guardrail, no rail, no nothing, just stand on top of the van, out of the pits, go in the tunnel.
This thing was elevated like
at
least 5 foot on top of the van.
Yeah, that sounds like they were. A little bit more elevated than we were in a lot of ways, probably.
Ed Bennett. That's his name. Ed Bennett. I couldn't think of his name.
Shout out, Ed.
Yeah, shout out.
People would stand on their houses in the neighborhood behind the speedway, Tyler says.
Mm-hmm. So, the racetrack's been there, I don't know, years and years and years and years and years. They put a development behind it, like a housing development behind it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't know if these people that moved into this housing development or not saw the giant racetrack that was there before they moved in.
And they started complaining?
Oh, yeah. They got hit with a noise ordinance. You got to be done by 12.
Oh, man.
So, all the racing now.
Works,
no, yeah, what does now?
Really?
Or the county comes and slaps a noise ordinance on them. They got to pay a fine, I guess.
Jesus. What's up, Diving? Appreciate that. Get them to hit that thumbs up button. Thank you, Diving. Diamond's one of the few people that we don't know personally in here. We came over from Jamie Deluxe's channel. I actually think Jamie's live right now, so I got a notification about that a while ago. Maybe done. He was on a drive, it looks like. But so yeah, but about going back to NASCAR nostalgia.
Matt Sprite just texted me or messaged me on Facebook. Next door can't talk to me.
Jesus,
my bad, dude.
Jesus,
he just found out you lived here a minute ago.
He said that whenever you were going to drive number 54, that or whatever number it was, that you had to go and ask him if you could have the number back.
Please, please.
He told me to tell you that.
Please. No, that's actually a family racing number. I had to earn that number. I was number 88 when I started racing.
Oh, Dale Jr.
Yeah, well, it was way before Dale Jr. was number 88. But why did I pick? I don't even remember why I picked 88. I was number 88 is the reason I think I liked Dale Jr. because it's the same number I picked. But no, I had to win several races before I could be number 54.
So, like, you had to earn it. That's so funny. He's like, you tell him I said that. He probably knew you would react just like that, too.
Just like that.
Yeah.
He's number 54. He chose that number because of my family. He used to always run around. He's a big fan of my dad and my cousin.
Yeah.
He's always been around.
Oh, Maddie.
And I don't know, there's a couple different people that was number 54 he could have chose that from, but I think that's the reason why.
Yeah. I feel bad for old Maddie and his mama. They were just sitting over there minding their own business, and then all of a sudden there's fucking law beating on their door asking about shit.
That is wild.
I know you text you messaged, and we made it all the way through here and not bringing it up once so far. But there you hang like that, lamb leg. I nailed it. There you go.
That sounds great.
There's your burnt mic there for your mom's house. But yeah, no, like they apparently his mom, Matt's mom, was like in the kitchen cooking something and like walked outside with a fucking butcher knife in her hand, and all the damn SWAT teams around here, and they're asking her about.
Did she walk outside with the knife?
Yeah, because apparently they
didn't. I'm glad he didn't shoot her.
Yeah, right. Well, but that's the thing. That could have gone so differently, you know. That could have gone so many different ways. And the longer I think about it, the more that seems like a possible option. But yeah, he said that they looked at the door and they saw the dude like knock on the screen door over there and was like, you know, gave him the finger to motion him to come outside. And she went outside and like was pretty much they were telling her what was going on, and she was like, "What, him? No, this is like not whatever you think. No, that ain't going on over there. Like whatever he's doing a podcast right now."
Yeah.
And then the dude, apparently they said that conversation that went on. The cop, the criminal investigator that came in and talked to me, said that conversation went on for probably, I don't know, 15 minutes or so before they actually said, "Well, let's just go and knock on the guy's door and just."
They're sizing you up.
Yeah,
they're going to get the neighbors' input about you and everything before.
Oh yeah,
it was a good thing they did.
Oh yeah,
they just come kick your door down.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like if they kick my door down and like, I had the advantage over Jason, who I don't know if Jason's still in the chat, but I had the advantage over Jason just because I walked outside and I saw like just a shitload of cops, and I'm thinking, okay, well they need my help. You know, obviously something's going wrong. They need my help. So I was like, I'm going to help you. And I walked outside, and I believe that the first thing that Jason probably saw might have been a gun coming around the corner because I'm just maybe out of just habit. That might be how they just enter the house. But I know that whenever they walked by the camera and everything, like arms were down. But I mean, Jason was out of the house by then. So I think that they asked him to come outside, and he was like, he was holding his headphones like, "Don't shoot me."
Yeah, please.
Like, please don't shoot me. But seriously, man, that. And the more I think about it and the more I talk to people about it, there's no way that they're going to find out who did this. Like, Jason's right here in the chat. Bro, Jason, I hate to laugh, man, but that clip of you going scared me real bad, bro.
Yeah, scared me real bad, bro.
It was so funny, man. It was so
now,
funny.
if you actually come and sit in this, well, he didn't get to sit in this chair.
Yeah, but he was
sitting in this spot that he was sitting at, I mean, from your video camera, if you hadn't been here, you don't know exactly where in the house you're sitting, you know what I mean? Right by the door. I mean,
the front door, my front door is right here, like
right there.
Like Jason would have seen.
If we're just sitting here and a gun comes around the corner, we'll go,
hands up. Don't shoot.
Hands up, don't shoot.
Yeah, seriously, man. Like that's exactly what happened. And the freakiest part about it is that people actually have gotten killed from that situation. Like, and I didn't do a lot of research on it until right after it happened, for obvious reasons. But yeah, that shit freaked me out, bro. After I got to thinking about how they found out after I found out how they got to finding my address and shit. And then I was like, okay, so this dude could have my address, and now he's like pumped my address out to a shitload of people and whatnot. Like, that kind of freaks me out. But the cops being here and the guns and everything, I grew up in the South, dude. Like, it's not been the first time that somebody's knocked on my door holding a gun.
Dude, I got the best segue right here.
Okay. I love it.
That's a great segue.
Great.
Okay, so me and my dad were heading to a race, and the hitch, we just got on 95. We were in Florence, get on 95. We were going to upstate South Carolina to race somewhere. And as soon as we were coming around the on-ramp on the 95, the hitch broke on the trailer.
Oh, shit.
So we had the toter home, which carries the big race car trailer.
Yeah.
So we had my mom and the company that worked for at the time, his mechanic, bringing us my mom's Yukon. So we could hook up to the trailer and continue on. Well, this takes, an hour?
Yeah.
Hour and 10 minutes to get there from... So me and Dad were piddling in the trailer. And, honest to God, state trooper. I mean, we had nothing to do. We were just piddling around, messing with the go-kart stuff, tires, whatever. This state trooper peeks around the corner, guns blazing, eyes big as golf balls, and I'm standing there like, don't shoot me.
Yeah, no, don't shoot me.
Dude, I don't know how old I was. I was young, but I was a little kid.
Yeah, no kidding. That'll freak you out.
I was like, you could have. I didn't have a happy trigger or nothing. I mean,
how did that end?
Oh, it was fine after that.
Yeah, once they realized you're not a threat.
Well, yeah, we're not building a bomb or nothing's going on.
We probably could if we wanted to. We don't have that kind of thing in us.
We probably had enough chemicals in that trailer to do that. But no. I think anytime it's like a bad omen. Anytime you like break down or something happens prior to a race.
Yeah.
I guess you're going there or you can't get set up right to go to a race or it's better to just stay home.
Oh, I'll say that for sure.
It's better to just stay home.
That's accurate as fuck. Because
I mean, nothing ever comes good of it.
It's like, the universe is telling you don't really need to go right yet. But yeah, man, just I don't know. Like I just growing up in the South, when I saw the cop was holding a gun, like pointing down at the ground and shit, just like, okay, so you're obviously doing your job. Something's wrong. There's something bad going on around here, and like, shot my wife in the face. Like, fuck. He said if they have to come back now, that they'll just knock on the door and be like, "Did you shoot your wife in the face this time?" Like, no, not this time, man. Like, I told Adam Justice though, I was like, dude, they'll probably give me a get out of jail free card if I ever shoot my wife in the face.
I doubt it.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think
it's a joke, guys. It's a joke. Don't freak out. It's a fucking joke.
I don't think you get out of jail free cards for that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. No, I'll just be like, yeah, man. No, did you shoot your wife in the face? No, sure didn't. I might throw them off the scent for a couple of days, but eventually you're gonna go down for that. Yeah. Boy who cried wolf. Mm-hmm. But see, that really freaked me out a lot to think that like somebody had my address. Like somebody out there had my, and they got it off of my website before I had privatized it.
Man, I don't know. I get mail all the time from people. I don't know how to get my address. Like people wanting to sell me insurance or.
Oh yeah.
I mean, your address gets put in this database.
I've never thought about that. Wonder.
Same with your phone number.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
how did they get your number?
Dude, people call me. I got a telemarketer call me the other day. The number was literally one digit different than mine.
Really?
Yeah. And the Indian guy answered, and I'm like, click.
That's so creepy because I have had the same thing happen to me. Like I'll answer and it says Georgetown County or whatever, like a Georgetown County number, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, so I must know this person. Answer the phone.
Somebody about your extended warranty on your automobile.
Yep, extended warranty on your automobile. That's exactly what it's about.
Every time.
All the fucking time, man.
Every time.
But yeah, just in this day and age, and I talked about this a little bit in the last episode. I went to Miyabi Jr. the other day when I got the Japanese burps, and I was walking in Miyabi Jr. and I was thinking like, what's the percentage that I might know somebody in here right now? Like just somebody who may have seen cornbread before, or somebody who may have come into Tito's years ago when I was working, or just random people that I might know. And I'm like, what if that percentage upped itself to 100%? Like, what if I got what I want out of this YouTube thing? Because I mean, I want to get my word out there and get the things that I'm trying to get out into the world to a lot of people. So like, what if I got what I wanted, and what if I did up my viewership by a lot, and there was 100% chance that everybody would know me when I walked in here? And then I thought, how is that different from me walking into Food Line in Bennettsville, South Carolina? Because every single person in that store knows you.
Yeah, that's where you're from. I mean, it's a small town.
Exactly. How is this different than that? Just like you grow up, people from the South, I believe, are so good with fame just because in the South, everybody knows everybody. Everybody's famous in their hometown, right?
Yeah, I never thought about that.
I hadn't either until I had that thought the other day.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like you go to Mooresville, which is Charlotte,
Yeah.
Dude, you're going to see people.
Exactly.
They'll talk to you like they're normal.
Exactly.
Race car drivers, it don't matter. They don't.
Yeah.
They're just normal people. I mean, I don't.
right?
As long as you don't. People act like fans. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah.
Up there, it's not like that. I mean,
Yeah,
just-
as long as you did, yeah, talk to me like a person, and this will be fine. Like,
Yeah, we were talking about RC racing earlier.
yeah,
I know more people like within the top 3 series in NASCAR through RC racing than I have my entire racing career, that's what you want to call it.
yeah,
'Cause, I mean,
that's
there's-
pretty cool. A lot of those guys involved in that.
Oh God, yeah, every one of them. There was a track in Mooresville. It was right beside Richard Petty's race shop in Charlotte, and
That's my cousin.
Richard Petty.
Yeah,
Well, I'll do.
right.
That's pretty cool.
What's up, cuz?
I don't think he's watching, but
Yeah, probably not. I haven't got that notification yet. He's not subscribed.
no, but you just be. There's so many people, and they got done work on Wednesdays. They went and raced, and that's what they did.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I mean, it's like crew chiefs, like the number 3 car crew chief, friends with him. I
Oh,
raced with Danny Stockman,
the once proud Goodrich number 3,
Yeah, yep. Austin Dillon's car,
Goodrich Plus.
friends with his crew chief.
That's pretty cool.
It's a bunch of engineers from like Penske and stuff that race RC cars. They travel down here and race all the time. Justin Allgaier, the Xfinity champion, the Busch Series.
Yeah.
William Byron races the number 24 car. He's been down here racing RC cars several times.
Is that similar to them? And is it like PlayStation controller pretty much, or are they like?
No, it's trigger and dial. I mean,
Yeah. So it's literally like just, but shit, old school like RC car
but
controller.
yeah,
But just
essentially,
much
but
more
there's-
advanced.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's far advanced from what it used to be. I mean, I think I haven't been doing it that long, maybe 2 years or so, but maybe almost 3.
yeah.
I don't know, but anyway, it's super technical.
Well, and Repack tells me that a lot of guys do that online racing too, because I think he's
I'd
got
love
one
to
of
do
those. He's got one of those chairs, and I think he's got the whole setup.
Yeah.
He says that he's met a few like.
Oh yeah, those guys do
on
that
there.
too. I mean,
Yeah.
you'll be in a race or something, from what I understand, and you'll see their name pop up, and you'll just race with them.
Yeah.
That's how Dale Earnhardt Jr. discovered Martin Truex.
Online?
Yeah,
Really?
Mm-hmm. they started racing against each other on iRacing, became
Yeah.
buddies, and then it was history from there.
Huh. That's actually pretty badass to think
Yeah.
like that. That somebody can. Well, I'm not surprised at all because I know that the United States military has been recruiting Halo players since Halo and Call of Duty
I
online
do not
players
doubt it.
since Halo's been a thing.
I do not doubt that at all.
And I don't know a lot about the gun games, so that's why I say Halo and Call of Duty because those are the only two that I can think of that we.
If you want to have an episode about video games, just call my brother.
I know nothing about video games. Actually, one of my best friends, Patrick Hanna, who's always on with me. He's probably done I think the most episodes. Him and Seth maybe, but Patrick knows all kinds of video game shit, and he'll bring it up at like trivia or something like that. And I'm like, dude, I know zero what you're talking about, man. I got no clue what you mean. But if you want to talk about Nintendo.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about Nintendo, you want to talk about Duck Hunt and some Double Dribble, some Marble Madness, I got you.
What about what was it? Was it not the knockout?
Punch Out?
Punch Out.
Mike Tyson's
Punch
Punch Out?
Was it Punch Out or Knockout?
Punch Out.
Punch Out, dude. That was the greatest. Yeah. The dude's hitting the dirt.
The old Mean Gene Okerlund referee looking like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was probably my favorite video game.
Punch Out was I don't have it, but I got a pretty decent collection of NES games. But yeah, it was only Mike Tyson's Punch Out for like a couple of years, or maybe a year, and then like he removed his endorsement or whatever, and then it went on as just Punch Out. But
well, the one I had, I didn't know there was more than one. It was Mike Tyson's. What the hell was that? Something like a thunder or a gunshot or something.
definitely sounded like a gunshot.
You heard that too?
Did it get you? Did it get you?
Did you do something?
No.
Oh, well.
That was definitely outside.
Well, somebody must have saw a squirrel.
Either that or it was a Might have been a firework. Fireworks and gunshots sound very similar.
Probably Matt's, bro.
Doing something stupid. Oh, Lord. Yeah, let's hope not. That was kind of terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird.
Considering things that have happened in the last week.
And we're just talking about...
This is the 1 week anniversary.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is. Now, I wonder, would it be louder in our earphones?
No, it would have been louder without it. And just the fact that we because I felt it.
Yeah, I was like...
I felt it.
Sounded like lightning popped outside or something, like right by the door.
It sounded like a damn transformer.
Yeah, well... We still got lights. So.
Yeah, but that's what it sounded like. You ever heard a transformer blow? That's what it sounded like. That's what it felt like. Like I felt the pressure off of it. Like
yeah, I felt that too. I don't know.
iRacing has Myrtle Beach Speedway.
Yeah, I know. I got to get that game. I was watching YouTube videos of iRacing at Myrtle Beach Speedway, and it's, I mean, right down to the ripple strips, the bumps in the middle, over the tunnel in 1 and 2.
Yeah,
that's pretty damn accurate. That game is legit.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I wish. See, the only video game that I play, and I actually played it last night. I couldn't. I already watched The Dirt. I've watched all of Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Like I've watched everything that's on Netflix. I was like, I'm gonna play a little bit of MLB The Show, a little bit of baseball. But when my brother had Xbox, we used to play like the whatever NASCAR game that had just come out with the paintball option. You remember that?
Yeah. See, I was more of a realist. I didn't really.
Yeah.
I wanted to
actually race.
Yeah, I wanted to like put up.
Yeah.
Dude, I would sit. That's the only video game I played hardly on like PlayStation or Xbox and stuff. Dude, I would set up like a 500 lap race at Richmond or something and actually race the 3.5 hours that it would take to race that race.
That's my brother would do the same thing.
I loved it. I mean, that was my favorite thing to do.
I wonder. I need to send a link to this to my brother. I know that I told him to watch. I don't know if he is or not, but yeah, man, it's he would sit there on his beanbag at the foot of his bed on a beanbag, leaning up against his bed, literally like probably 1.5 foot away from the TV, and sit there and play hours and hours of just literally whatever. Like he would set up a full length race for like however long it would take.
I didn't get to do that often. My dad didn't let me play video games that much.
That's probably for the best, though.
Oh, it was great. I think video games have...
Say it. Say it.
I don't know.
Video games have fucked up the world. Video games have ruined the lives of children.
I don't know that it has or not. Because, all these kids do nowadays, they don't know how to do stuff with their hands. They don't know how to build stuff. They don't, that's fine. What they do know is video games, though.
Yeah.
And I don't think it should get to the point where they can't differentiate reality and
I agree.
And video games. But, I mean, I think there is probably some good that can come of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like you said, the military's been recruiting people to play Halo.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Well, not only that, because that's what, drone pilots now are all, that's all you're doing. Like, you're sitting, I don't know if you've ever seen Hurt Locker or a Good Kill, but they're just sitting there literally, like, with video game controllers in a warehouse in Vegas, flying drones over Afghanistan or wherever.
So, I mean, that's these kids' niche. As much as somebody like you or I, or parents especially, that, like, hate it, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
But I wish there was somebody could find something. I wish there was more opportunity for these kids. All they do is play video games because they're not going to make it.
Yeah. We should learn something instead of.
Yeah. So I mean, if there's a way they can transfer that over to something else, I mean that would be. I'm all for that. You know what I mean? But other than, I think there's people that play video games that get paid to do it, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely, dude. There. Did you ever do DraftKings? You ever fuck with DraftKings?
Oh, NASCAR every week.
Okay, do you know that you can bet on gamers on DraftKings?
I saw that. It's like a little game controller.
Yep.
I never even clicked on it.
Yep. You can bet on gamers on DraftKings, dude. I would go into DraftKings and play just free games, just free games until I get you win like 50 cents or 75 cents, and then you can play some quarter games and shit like that. I do that all the time, man. I haven't in a while, but I used to. In baseball season, I do it a lot.
Dude, I'm so rusty on baseball and football and any other kind of sport you bet on. All I
Yeah.
do is NASCAR. I mean,
that ain't no
most
wrong
time I
with
can pick a
Yeah.
decent lineup, just
Yeah.
from knowing who does good there. And I'll look
for sure.
Look at practice and qualifying times, stuff like that, and kind of
you-
figure out.
You know a little bit more of what it takes to win than the average person.
I guess so. I mean, I don't know.
Or what advantages could help somebody win? Like if you got this kind of a running time on this track and you're ending up here in the
Man, the thing about that is I'll get my tail cut a lot too.
what's going on
DraftKings.
artillery?
I get my tail cut a lot on DraftKings too. Just because I think this is how it should go, it
Yeah.
never goes that way.
Oh well, that's just like
sorry.
it's just the
Or sliding back.
whenever it's the microphone. If you put it over there, I don't know. That one likes to hiss a little bit more than the other ones do. But if you get this too close to the
These things are fancy though, man.
dude, I got these from Sound Systems on 544. If any of y'all musicians locally in the area need any kind of musical equipment or any sort of podcast equipment or any kind of things like that. And by the way, everybody should have a podcast. Everybody that can hear this should start a podcast. You should have a podcast. You should talk about whatever. Just talk about racing. Talk about what you want to talk. Interview people at the track. And you could release once a month. I believe everybody should have a podcast to where everybody should have that. Everybody should have.
But see,
this.
if I was going to do it, I would want the round table, 2 or 3 people sitting around it, and you know what I mean, and like
You should
having
do
the
it, man.
video and stuff. I would like that, but
you should really do it, man. It takes nothing. Like when I first started, I was
takes
just
nothing. Look at all this fucking equipment you got.
I know, but now I have this.
Yeah.
But when I first started, I didn't have this, and I was still releasing a podcast. Like I've crowdsourced all of this. Like I've dropped like all of the GoFundMe. I've raised I think $675 on GoFundMe.
Yeah.
This was like $300, and these mics are $100 a piece.
Oh, yeah.
And I bought the headphones.
Oh yeah, ain't bad.
And I mean, like the headphones are like $30 a piece, and that's why. And I'm very transparent about how much I've spent on this stuff because these people have donated
man.
money, and I want to let them know where their money went. And
That's cool.
Yeah, dude, just anything that and a phone sitting in the middle of a table can pick up better audio than most bands in the 50s and 60s had recording their albums.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
So, recording their albums, and you might hear that little in the background a little bit, but once people get used to hearing your voices talk, because you can hear the background noise here. But I like the fact that this is a room we're sitting in and not a studio.
Right. Well,
this
when
feels like a room.
If you watch, watching your podcast and stuff,
Yeah.
it sounds high quality. Everything does.
I exactly. And I'm probably the only one because I'm a perfectionist that hears the in the background.
More than likely. That's like you can go listen to a band play and you can tell me exactly every single time they mess up, and I'll be over there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's another advantage that I believe I had too is like I had all the band equipment. Like when I first started, I was using just the stuff that I used to gig.
Right.
So it finally got to the point to where I have this now, and the listeners have been really good about hitting up the GoFundMe. By the way, if you guys want to help out at all, I've got a link to the GoFundMe in the description of the video here. Drop something in it if you feel so inclined. It's not necessity at all, but by all means, if you want to, it's there for you. But that dude, just people will hear what you talk about and they will enjoy that. And if they are so inclined to help you out, then they'll want you to release a better product for them. And that's exactly what happened here. Like the people wanted a better quality podcast, and this is where all this stuff came from.
Yeah.
But
I gotta ask.
Crowdsourced.
What are these? Maybe it's a stupid question. What are the screens? I've always seen them.
It's considered a pop screen. Like when you say pop, instead of hearing you won't hear the like a buh or a it makes a pop sound, like it makes like a bassy pop sound, and it will take away from the noise, the sound of the word. Rather, you'll just hear like a kick drum. Yeah, it just smooths. It's like a pop screen. Basically.
I got you.
Just like any letter that makes a hard noise, like a buh or a, it just it It doesn't make the word sound so harsh.
I think I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, there you go. Nah. Good. Glad if you guys get it too.
I hope y'all get it.
Yeah, I hope you get it. So we got about an hour and 21 minutes of audio content here, and that's probably about an hour and a half of video content if I had to guess. Any final words you want to leave with the world? Anything that you want to, like a mission statement or anything that you want to?
No, I do want to tell people, if you are watching, come out to Myrtle Beach, come to a race.
Yeah.
Our next one is April 20th. I'm not sure at the time. But if you follow me on any social media or anything, you'll see that.
Do you want me to put a link to your social media in here?
You can put, my Instagram, probably best, or my Facebook. It don't matter. I'll post whenever the race is full schedule and everything.
Yeah.
Follow Myrtle Beach Speedway's Facebook page. Come on out. It's a good show.
Yep. Come watch a race. I'll tell you what. I'll you don't give a shit about these people having your Facebook, do you?
No.
Is all your shit public, pretty much?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll put a link here in the chat. Oh well. I said it would. There we go. Oh, it won't let me send it. What? Why is that?
I probably got some kind of private settings on there.
Oh no! It's not that. It's just the link. The link is too long for YouTube chat. I'll put it down in the bottom of the video. Like we'll put your contact information, that way you guys can see what's going on. I would suggest, yes, go to a race, because
I just love to get more local people involved in watching racing or even participating. There's ways to do it if you want to get into it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And everything's a little expensive, but to start off, it's kind of expensive.
Probably the same as this podcast.
A little more than that.
Probably. The same. Like in the beginning, it's not that expensive, but if you want to go further, then it.
Next thing you know, you'll have a shop full of shit, and you don't know what to do with it.
Yeah,
Too
exactly.
much stuff. But come to a race, enjoy it. We got some good local sponsors and stuff. Everything's fun, man.
Speaking of local sponsors, Chris Conklin told me he said, I'll be watching. He said, He says, 7C sponsored one of his go-karts.
Yeah, he sponsored me for a big race one time. Yeah, it was greatly appreciated. We got a race April 20th, 7C Seafood.
Yeah.
It's great, man. I got Jason Burton with Merle's Inlet Fishing Charters.
Okay, yeah.
He's on board, man. He sponsored a race car. You got to love racing.
Oh, yeah.
You just got to be a fan. I can't sit here and tell you that you sponsoring me is going to benefit your business in any way, shape, or form, other than there's a little bit of advertisement that they'll give it at Myrtle Beach Speedway.
Yeah.
To sponsor somebody out there, you really, truly got to love the sport and want to help the person that you're helping.
Yeah.
That's kind of where that goes.
So, on this race on April
20th,
420, I'm playing at Creek Rats that night with American Sound. Only reason I know is because I know the gig that I'm playing on 420.
420. I didn't even realize that was that. Shows you where we're at.
But yeah, if anybody wants to sponsor, help Brandon or
not just me,
just help
the racing
your team.
In general. The team, the track. There's great opportunities to advertise at the racetracks. Man, it's all kind of things to do.
Tyler's going to be at Myrtle Beach this year supporting the 54 truck for my friend.
All right, hell yeah, man!
How
Appreciate
good
it.
Is that? How good
That's
is
nice.
That? Nice of him. That's
gonna help me push it around the pits.
Yeah, that's the toughest. That's the thing. That's why everybody's like, why you got like a dozen people at your pits all the time? Because whenever it gets down and you saving gas, because that shit is not cheap at the racetrack.
Oh yeah, screw that. I'd rather just pay for the gas and have to push a thing. But
Brian Jordan got 5 on it. But seriously. Because you need that many people to push that damn heavy ass vehicle around.
The more hands you got, the better. Really, it's nice to have. It's usually like 2 or 3 of us, and it's hell.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
you
hell.
always you need a hoss. That's what your big. That's what your big boy is good for. That's what your big boy is good for.
Need hot dogs, and it's time to push it to the grid.
When's it start back? The season's already in, right?
Yes. There's already been about 3 races.
I'm off this Saturday, man.
There's not a race this Saturday.
Well, I'll be damned. You know why?
Because you're off.
Yep.
Well, dude, honestly, I mean, sports at local dirt tracks. I mean, I'm sure Fayetteville or Lakeview, somebody's racing this weekend.
Oh, yeah,
whether
for
it be
sure.
Dylan. I mean,
Dylan's racing on Saturday.
yeah, I mean, just anywhere you can go, just go check out a race.
It is really
take a kid with you.
absolutely. I'm telling you, it is. As a kid going to the racetrack, it was probably the most amazing thing I saw as a child. Like I loved going to the racetrack when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, man. I'll let him just get involved, and I mean, if it's your thing, don't be scared to just go and check it out.
Absolutely. There you go, guys. Go and watch a race. Go find out where you are. Go hit up South Boston if you're in Virginia.
Oh yeah, badass racetrack, dude.
Go hit them up. Me and Michael and them went down to South Boston one time racing trucks.
Dude, South Boston is nothing like the word Boston.
Not at all. Not even close. South Boston's in Virginia, by the way.
Yeah, it's definitely Virginia.
Yeah.
It's 100% Virginia.
Yes, it is. There ain't no and shit. This woman. Before we get off, this woman who had recorded "I Never Promised You a Rose Garden."
Oh,
The old country song, "I Never Promised You a Rose Garden." Whoever that woman is, was at the racetrack that weekend, and she performed "I Never Promised You a Rose Garden" to a track that was played over the announcing system of the race. It was awful, dude. It was awful. But
one real quick story about South Boston. This is how I knew it was definitely Virginia.
Yeah.
My dad was traveling racing at the time, and me and my mom were going up to the race, and couldn't find it. Obviously, we stopped in town, and this person, I think they pulled up beside us at the red light. I'm like, y'all know where to get to the racetrack? Yeah, come on, we're headed there now. Follow us. Dude, we went we drove 20 minutes through nothing but back ass races. Yeah. I was like, well, I hope these people aren't taking us to murder us, but that's where we're going. Mom's text. Yeah, that was a while back.
Oh, well. We'll get to it.
All right.
I'll flip my phone over here in a minute, and there'll be a dozen text messages from all these people that think that I'm going to respond to their text messages also when they're live. I bet it's Brian Jordan. How much you want to bet? Oh, no. Never mind.
You definitely got over a dozen. Something.
Dude, it's all notifications all the time, bro. All the time.
Pays to be popular.
Well, yeah, right. Being from the South, man, you're always popular no matter where you go. Everybody's famous in the South. Mm-hmm. All right, Brother Brandon. Well, good shit. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate all y'all listening and hanging with us here. YouTubers, hang tight for just a little bit. We're going to do an intro for you. But audio people, be good. Be good people. In a world full of shitty people, don't be one of those people. Be a good person. You have a decision every day to whether or not be a good person. Always make a decision to be a good person. Always choose. If you can just bite the bullet a little bit and make somebody else's day go a little bit better, always choose to do that.
Amen to that, brother.
Amen to that, brother. Brother Brandon Elvis, appreciate you being here, buddy.
Yeah, man.
All right, cool. All right, YouTubers, hang tight. We're going to do an intro here real quick. Let's see how this works. Hey guys, how you living? You doing well? Good. Glad to hear that. So in this episode, my buddy Brandon Elvis stopped by to talk about racing. A little small track racing, a little short track racing, all kinds of racing really. Brandon's been involved in go-karts and all the way up to trucks and pretty much everything in between. But you'll find out later what exactly he went through. I'd rather not went through, but did, you know. Went through kind of sounds like you went through something awful, you know.
I don't want to. All good times. All good times.
Yeah, all good things happen. But I don't want to give you any spoiler alerts. I want you to listen. But anyway, please share the video. Let's share the video. Let's get some subscriber counts up. Click subscribe on YouTube. If you've already subscribed on YouTube, share the video out. Let's try to get those subscribers and those thumbs up buttons going, clicking on them thumbs up buttons. You get what I mean? Does that make any sense? Sounds like a crazy person, but guess what? We are crazy. I am crazy. A little crazy. But anyway, please seriously click subscribe on the YouTube if you haven't. Please share the page, Kelsey Hudgens on YouTube. Go to Facebook.com/MIStuffPodcast. Instagram @MIStuffPodcast, Twitter @MIStuffPodcast, the number 1, And you can also check us out at www.mistuffpodcast.com. Website has been live for a week, and I've been writing a blog every day. Right?
Is it essentially just a diary?
Yeah, I think so, but it's just sort of an entry. Yeah, kind of so, yeah. Just doing an entry
get it
every
out
day.
there.
Yeah, right? Just something like that. So I've been doing that every day, and I've been writing at least a couple of paragraphs or one long paragraph, a run-on paragraph, I guess. And been trying to stay pretty true to releasing something like that every day. And I've done 4 entries so far, if you count the one that says I don't know what I'm doing, which I think all of them kind of have that tone that I don't really know what I'm doing.
They'll get there.
Yeah, right. They'll get there. But yes, please go check that out. www.mistuffpodcast.com. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts. Also on Spotify now. We're on the Spotify if that's your deal. Subscribe or follow us on Spotify. And I think we're also available on Google Play, but if we're not, then obviously Podomatic.com for Android users and Spotify as well. Please share all of those links to all of those pages, and they're all available at mistuffpodcast.com. They're available right above the message, I think, or maybe the title. Can't remember which one I did. I designed this website, and I told you I know nothing about like doing that side of it. Like as far as computers, I'm pretty good with actual computers, but websites and all this stuff, I don't really know a lot. But I designed my own website, so it looks just like a website you think somebody who doesn't know anything about websites would design.
Okay, gotcha.
So there it is. So please go check out the website. Share all the pages. Click all of the links. Don't be shitty people. Watch The Dirt on Netflix. I just recently watched that. It's very good.
Check it out.
Also, the OA Season 2 is out. I've watched that already. I don't know if you watched the OA.
No clue what that is.
It's I don't know if it might not be something that you're into, but you can watch an episode of it. Season 2 is already out, but you can watch an episode of Season 1 to see if you're into it.
All right.
It's pretty good.
Check it out.
Season 2 just dropped. I don't know if there's anything else that I've watched recently. I've watched Sherlock again recently, the original series with Benedict Cumberbatch. It's really good. If you haven't watched that before, I suggest you watch that. I haven't listened to anything either. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys get on about your day. Be good people. In a world full of shitty people, don't be one of those people. Be a good person. And enjoy this podcast. Without further ado, episode number 117 of In My Stuff featuring Brandon Elvis. Enjoy, motherfucker. All right, YouTubers, I appreciate you hanging out. Thank y'all for tuning in to this podcast and being good people. So please click all the links. Drug dealers, Jesus, Brian, what in the world? Jesus. Tyler Hamilton, I'll help the 54 team this year.
All right. Appreciate it.
Got you some help out there. All right, guys, be good people. Click the links that I'm going to put all over everything. Appreciate you, Artillery. Thank you all the people that we've gotten from Jamie Deluxe. Appreciate Brother Jamie for sending you guys over. Click all the links I'm going to put on the page here shortly, and be good people. Peace, bitches.